I guess just from a playing group's perspective, we just encourage everyone to take every caution possible this weekend when travelling to our game. We realise it's a very exciting and special occasion, but we really do urge everyone to make sure you all prepare yourselves really, really well for the trip ahead. Take plenty of rest whenever you need it, and make sure that you alleviate any distractions that could potentially cause harm. So again, we thank everyone for coming over to Melbourne this weekend, and we hope to make it a really, really special weekend for you. And again, when you're travelling home, whether it's Saturday night or Sunday morning to come watch the Magpies, just make sure you have plenty of rest and drive really carefully. So thanks very much.
How important is it for you guys on the field to know that you've got a big crowd of supporters there?
Yeah, it's huge. We're really thankful for everyone that came over to Perth last weekend. We realised that it takes a lot of time, effort and money to be able to travel these huge distances to come and support us. So we're really grateful for it, and we know they're going to make plenty of noise like they did last year. And I think from what I'm led to believe, there could be sort of 10,000, 15,000 of our supporters over there. So they're incredibly valuable to us. When we're on a roll and they're up and about, things tend to go pretty well. So hopefully we can have them in full voice on Saturday night.
Hamish, any different vibe this week in the lead up to a prelim final as opposed to last week's semi or the week before that with the elimination final?
Yeah, I think generally around the whole place there's been more of a bubble and more of a positive vibe, I suppose, with the Magpies guys obviously preparing themselves for their grand final this weekend and us a preliminary final. So yeah, I guess there's a sense of occasion around the place, and certainly everyone's been a bit more positive and up and about, which has been good.
So Maggies, that's really heightened that feeling of occasion that you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. It's everyone's got a huge game to play for this weekend. It's really, really exciting for everyone to be involved in. There's some guys I spoke to. I think Darcy Byrne-Jones yesterday said he hasn't played in grand final since he was 9 years old. So they're few and far between, these big games, and it's a special occasion for everyone involved in the footy club this week.
Biggest game of your career?
Yeah, without a doubt. There's only a handful of guys that have played in a preliminary final in our squad. So for a lot of us, it's a first time occasion, and everyone's just incredibly excited to get out there and soak up the atmosphere and have a red hot crack.
How does that balance with Hawthorn being so experienced in these kind of games?
Yeah, I guess people will see that as a bit of an advantage for Hawthorn, but we've shown in the last couple of years that we've been able to really step up to big occasions like this. So like I said, the guys are raring to go for the game, and hopefully we'll be able to all perform really, really well again as we have in these types of games in the past and come off with a good result.
Do you think Tom Jonas will be selected this weekend?
Yeah, I think he will. He seems to be moving pretty well around the place at the moment. He's obviously still got a couple of days to get himself 100% right and really prove his fitness, but we're pretty confident that he's going to get up.
You're obviously underdogs, that probably means nothing to you, but will it feel like an upset result if you do win, or how confident are you going into it?
Yeah, I guess if you look at the odds and who everyone's tipping, the odds are probably in Hawthorn's favour a bit, so that's fine. They were in Fremantle's favour again last week, so that doesn't really worry us too much. We know in these big games that both teams need to provide their best football for the longer period of time to be able to achieve the right result. So that's exactly what we were looking to do.
Do you sense that other clubs have got a lot to worry about when they take on Port Adelaide as well, with so many X factors, so many options?
Yeah, I guess so. We've had a lot of guys really step their games up this year. I think obviously Robbie's taken his game to another level. Scarily, I think probably Boki and Chad have added a little bits and pieces to their game as well. But yeah, we've added sort of Whitey and Jared Pollock and these guys. We keep adding to the group. They've just got these little special pieces, I guess, to them that just keep adding to our group. So it's not for other teams to really worry about, I guess, this week. It's there's only one team that sort of has to be concerned about that. But yeah, potentially in the future, there's a little bit to worry about.
What about your own form? Do you feel like you've sort of lifted over the last month or so?
Yeah, probably something that I've just focused on personally is just how I've been going at training and just really trying to improve every training session. So it's something that I've been focused on personally, but I guess individually with your form comes great team performances and success as well. So everyone appears to have taken their game to another level, I guess, over the last month, and our form's probably proved that.
Is that focus on the training track? Is that this year, or you've sort of refocused a bit more recent?
Yeah, probably just more recently. The last sort of couple of months, we as a whole group really wanted to emphasise what we're doing on the training track, making sure we were getting the most out of our sessions. There was a period probably entering the winter months, really cold stage of the season, that some teams have a tendency of sort of falling away. We really wanted to sort of ramp up our training and try and gain an advantage over the opposition at that stage of the season, and it's probably only now just starting to reap benefit from that.
But did that sort of come about, you guys did kind of fall away a bit. You were 2 games clear on top and then fell away a little bit.
Yeah.
So is that sort of that spurred it on, I guess?
Yeah, I think it was a really difficult part of the season for everyone, and we had a couple of injuries, and guys weren't in great form, and there's a few things sort of adding up, and it's probably then that we thought, really need to ramp things up and try and gain a bit of an edge on the rest of the competition.
Hamish, no doubt you've had a close look at Hawthorn. What are some of the key focuses to beat them?
Well, we know that they're an incredibly talented side in terms of their skill. We really need to try and minimise the amount of time and space that they've got to be able to deliver the ball the way they do. So that'll be really important to make sure our pressure's as good as it's been all season. Again, just like any game, it comes down to who's winning the contested footy inside, who's getting their hands on it first. From a stoppage point of view, to really get the ball going your way, that's always really, really important. So they're two of the areas of the game that we really focus on.
Their forward lines obviously stacked with talent.
Yeah. It's
Safe for your defenders coming up.
yeah. Look, I guess as a group we need to defend all over the ground. So we need to, as midfielders and forwards, need to apply a huge amount of pressure on the ball going inside 50 to make it easier for our defenders to try and stop their opponents, because Hawthorn's forward line is Bruce and Gunston and Roughhead. These guys have all kicked 50 plus goals for the year, and they're all in pretty good form. So we need to do our part further up the ground to allow our defenders to be able to defend a bit easier.